All right, so here is the string and array and music project that's due for the third week of the C# programming class. All right, as you can see here, it's a very simple form once again. We have the music button, we have the text box 1 and text box 2, then we have the can button. And just a very brief walkthrough of the code. I use assembly in order to query the manifest and get the link to the guitar music. I also use sound player in order to actually play it. And what that does is it does a new sound player. So with assembly.get manifest resource stream, it just goes into my Solution Explorer here, or the resources within the Solution Explorer, and pulls the guitar music.wave by using the strings and things namespace and then the dot guitar music dot wave in order to work. And then it simply calls the play method of the sound player in order to play the music. Moving on down here, I just in string declare 3 string variables right from the get-go. The first 2 hold the information from the text boxes. The last one will hold the return from the methods or functions, whichever you want to call them. In this instance, they are functions. So then I call a method, in this instance 1 and 2, which is right there. All that does is combine the first input with the second input and the space in between them. And then the message box pops up to show it. I use system.environment.newline in order to force the message box to put the end result on a new line. And then it pretty much just does the same thing again, except that with 2 then 1, as it's clearly stating, it does the second input string before it does the first input string. Nothing really impressive there. But then we get down to the shining, and the shining makes use of the arrays. So with the arrays, I initiate a typewriter because the typewriter was the thing in the shining, so it just fits, as a new string with a fixed array size of 20. Then I also have string typing paper because the return value is just a regular string, it's not an array. Because I have to be able to stuff it back inside of end result. So what I do is first I fill up the typewriter by doing input string 1, input string 2, and then that wonderful system.environment.newline. And then I just iterate x, so I'm using loops yet again. And then I reset x to 0, and I fill up typing paper by forcing typewriter to unload into it. And each time it runs through this loop, it just goes ahead and appends to the current string by using the plus equals. And then it iterates x, and then when it's all said and done, it just goes ahead and returns typing paper. So then typing paper comes back to end result then gets shown through the computer stuck in the shining system.environment.newline plus end result. And then one of the functions that I use for the end result is I declare a integer shining count directly in stream, and that exists just long enough to accept the length of end result and then to be put out as a string using the integers convert to string function toString. And that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and run through the form itself. And there's the music. If I can remember to type. So 760 characters. And that pretty much does it. Very little simple prototype form just to flesh out how the actual code goes together. And